You are being watched. And I don't mean online. I don't mean your browser history, what you clicked on yesterday. I mean in real life. In your car, at the store, walking through the parking lot, maybe even right this second. And this isn't paranoia, this is surveillance. And most of it is completely legal. I've worked in cybersecurity for well over a decade, helping companies understand, detect, and prevent the exact types of tracking I'm about to show you in this video. And once you understand how deep this goes, you'll never look at everyday life the same way again. Let's start with the one surveillance trap that catches the most people off guard, the one inside the place that you would think is the most private and you would never expect. And that is your short-term rental or your Airbnb. A few months ago, I read a story about a couple in Miami. Let's call them Jason and Maria. Both of them work stressful jobs, so they decided to take a romantic getaway weekend. I'm talking about no kids, no meetings, no responsibilities, just the two of them. They went online and found a beautiful Airbnb that had great pictures, great reviews, and everything about it seemed the perfect fit. So they booked the trip, they flew on out, and they settled in. As soon as they walked in, they dropped their bags, they started getting comfortable, enjoying the view in the room because they were finally at a place to get some relaxation. But Maria notices something strange. A tiny blinking light coming from the smoke detector. But because she was finally getting away from everything, she didn't think anything of it at all. She tossed it up to it probably being a dying battery. So they spent the weekend there enjoying the vibes, doing what couples do. They checked out until a couple weeks later the phone rang. It was an investigator from the FBI. Now, typically on this channel, when we talk about FBI investigators, these are usually scammers trying to drain your bank account, but that was not the case here. The Airbnb host had been secretly recording couples. That blinking light, it wasn't a battery, it was a hidden camera lens pointed directly at the bed. But here's what most people miss. Most hidden cameras don't blink, most are silent, but they look perfectly normal. They are built to be incognito, to disappear. And that invisible design isn't just in rentals, it's in stores that you walk into every single week. And the next story shows you exactly how invisible tracking gets inside of a place you never expect. And we're talking about the beauty aisle at Target. So let me tell you about Angela from Chicago. She decides to go to Target on her lunch break to pick up a few household items that she needs. She goes to get some shampoo, some vitamins, and some mascara. She spends a little time in the beauty aisle comparing these two mascara brands that her friends had told her about. So she picks up the mascara, she reads the labels, decides one is way too expensive and she doesn't want it, so she puts it back on the aisle. So she grabs the other things that she needs, the shampoo, etc. She gets in her car and drives back to work because she's running short on time. And before she pulls out of the parking lot, her phone lights up with an Instagram notification. It's an ad for the exact mascara she put back on the shelf. Do you hear me? Not the one that she bought, the one that she looked at. She never scanned it, she never searched for it, she never talked about it out loud. So how did it jump from the shelf to her phone? What you just saw is a perfect example of how confusion works against people. And it doesn't happen with tech or data or hidden cameras. It happens in everyday life. And this one place where I least expected it is Medicare. When my parents first tried to navigate it, the amount of fine print, mailers, random phone calls they got was insane. And here's what nobody talks about. This confusion is not an accident. It costs people real money every single year. And that's why I trust Chapter. They're independent and their only job is to find a plan that actually fits your life. Their licensed advisors compare up to 24,000 plans nationwide. They check your doctors, your prescriptions, your coverage, and most people end up saving real money. Julia from Kansas saved about $400 a year. On average, seniors save over $1,100 per year. And the best part, it's free. Just go to askchapter.org/Boyd or call 803-792-4192. Talk to a real human who treats you like family. When it comes to Medicare, confusion shouldn't be the reason that you overpay. Let's look what's happening under the hood. When Angela entered the store, our Bluetooth beacon detected her phone as soon as she entered that aisle. Heat mapping software tracked how long she stood there. And when we're talking about heat mapping software, it's literally software that will detect your path around the store. And then the analytics system register her engagement, and the store's ad partners paid to target her with a crafted ad. This is a billion-dollar industry for companies. And keep in mind, Angela didn't do anything wrong. She didn't click anything. She did not choose to opt into anything. She just walked into Target. And at least she walked in voluntarily, because the next form of surveillance doesn't require you to step inside of anything. Your car just has to exist. And one man learned this the hard way. A guy named Marcus was applying for car insurance. He had a clean driving record, no violations, and great credit. We're talking about someone that never missed a payment. He expected a normal quote. Instead, he got hit with a rate that made no sense, way higher than it should be. So naturally, he calls the insurance company to figure out what's going on, because clearly this has to be a mistake. Now, this is what they told him, and I'm talking about almost word for word. Our system automatically adjusted your rate based on third-party location data. Wait, location data? Marcus has never been arrested, never parked illegally, never done anything suspicious. So he digs deeper. He talks to an attorney, and they run an information request. Here's what they discovered. The parking lot behind his own apartment uses automated license plate readers, not owned by the police, but by a private company. Every time Marcus came home, the camera logged his car. The system flagged that lot as a high crime area. And the data broker sold that information. The insurance company bought it, and the algorithm punished him for frequently visits to dangerous locations. But he wasn't even visiting a danger zone. He was literally going home. That's the danger of invisible surveillance, especially because Marcus doesn't live in a high crime area. The software just said he did. It doesn't track truth. It creates patterns, even when those patterns don't mean anything. And if you think that's the worst of it, wait until you hear about what happened to Rachel, because she walked into a trap thousands of travelers fall into every single day. She was flying out of Dallas for a business trip. Her flight got delayed by 3 hours, so she grabs a seat near the gate, opens her laptop, and connects to a network called Airport Wi-Fi Free, which looked official. It had a very strong signal and same name she's used before. This was very familiar. So she logs into her email account, checks her emails, sends a few documents, logs into her bank account to handle some business before she gets on the plane. She closes her laptop and boards the flight. Now, 3 days later, everything falls apart. We're talking about bank alerts, emails she didn't send, password resets she didn't request, logins from places she had never visited. She calls her company's IT department, and they run a full forensic review. The Wi-Fi she connected to, it wasn't the airport's network. It was a rogue hotspot, a fake Wi-Fi point created by scammers sitting somewhere in the terminal. Every email she typed, every login she entered, every password she sent, all of it was streamed straight to the scammer's laptop. But here's what's wild. Even if Rachel had never touched a fake Wi-Fi network, she still wouldn't be safe, because the biggest surveillance machine in her life isn't the airport, it's not in the store, it's not in the parking lot, it's her phone. And the apps on it are betraying her in ways that she doesn't even realize. People think turning off location services keep them safe. Let me be real, it doesn't. A ton of apps, weather apps, mobile games, flashlight apps collect GPS data even when location is off. They bundle that data and sell it to data brokers. Why? Because they want to buy that information, because they sell it to marketing firms, foreign buyers, government contractors, anybody who wants the data enough to pay for it. In 2020, the US military admitted they purchased location data from popular prayer apps used by millions. Now here's the crazy one. In another case, a Catholic priest was outed because of a media outlet bought his location history. No warrant, no subpoena, nothing but a credit card. And these aren't app problems, they're symptoms of something much bigger. Because at this point, we're not talking about a camera here or a beacon there. We're talking about something far more dangerous. All of these systems quietly working together. Here's the real danger. You are not dealing with 5 separate surveillance systems. You're dealing with one ecosystem. Your Airbnb shows where you sleep. Retail tracking shows what you want. License plates readers show where you drive. Public Wi-Fi shows that what you do online. Your app shows everywhere you go. None of these systems talk directly to each other, but the companies who buy the data do. They connect the dots, they build the picture, they create a profile of who you are, how you move, and how to predict your behavior. That profile is the real threat because once it exists, you don't control who buys it next, but you can control how much they get from you moving forward. Here's how to take your power back. Number 1, do a flashlight sweep in every Airbnb or hotel. Camera lenses always reflect. Number 2, turn off Bluetooth unless you're using it. Retail tracking depends on it. And number 3, use a VPN on every public network. Always. This blocks most Wi-Fi interceptions. But truly, don't use public Wi-Fi unless you absolutely have to. Number 4, disable precise location for everything except for maps. Most apps don't need to know exactly where you are. Number 5, delete apps that you don't use. If you haven't touched it in 30 days plus, it doesn't need to track you. These steps won't make you invisible, but they'll make it much harder for you to be targeted. Cybersecurity isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Once you understand how surveillance works and how it blends into your everyday life, you can stop being easy to profile, easy to track, and easy to manipulate. So yes, you are being watched, but now you know exactly where, how, and why, and what to do about it. If this opened your eyes, hit the like button. If it made you mad, share it with a friend or someone that you care about. If you got some value from this video, hit that subscribe button so that you can stay ahead of these scammers and be first one to get notified whenever I drop new videos every single week. Stay sharp, stay smart. Short Like Homie is out. Peace.